player, and so it's very easy for me to get confused, but also I'm wearing contact lenses and I don't spend very much money on them, so make of that what you will. And in fact, if you would like to complain about me, or talk about how much you love Undying, Quincy Crew, OG, or Gods' jacket, why not get in touch? Hashtag TI10 on the social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are hanging out and we are waiting to hear from you. And Casey's going to be stalking the socials, so maybe you'll even appear on the show later today. Now, there might be another reason I'm a little bit off balance this morning. And that's because I've been learning Dota for a bit. Learning, as Purge would probably say in his side-eye voice. And so someone thought it was a good idea to show you just how those lessons went. Hang on.
How do I deny it? How would I deny it? I'm not going to. But
A.
I don't. A.
Click it.
No.
What did I do? What did I do?
Could you use your salve on me by any chance? Click it once
Oh
and
no, I
click
had
a
to
minute.
click it and then do it. Sorry,
Yeah,
I tried
I
to
knew
drag
that was
it on
gonna
you.
happen. Resume laning, or you can put a ward on the cliff here. How about that?
Oh shit.
That's not good. That's gonna get instantly killed. Watch.
This is what they don't tell you about Dota, is it's kind of relaxing. But does anyone ever do, like Dota RP when they're playing? Oh, I'm being. Oh God, no! Make it stop. Listen, okay, I can't balance the social life of Dota with the actual playing of Dota. Okay, I'm trying.
What the fuck is this? It's scary. Run.
Is it that scary though? It's a witch doctor.
No, run.
Ah!
Run. Oh my god.
Hang on, what?
The vit boosters on your courier.
Oh shit, where's my courier gone?
Just transfer it. Okay. It'll come to you. And then resume jungling.
Okay.
Run away.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. So I know Pangolia's there. Oh, for f***ing, they're ganking me. Are you f***ing kidding me? F*** off. What am I doing this for? What is wrong with me?
Start running if you can. I'm coming.
Yeah, sorry, that's my bad.
No, you might live.
Oh shit, I'm still alive. What? How am I still alive?
You are very tanky.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm still alive right now. I actually thought I was already dead.
You are very tanky. Now we'll see.
Ah! Oh my god, did I just do
nice,
that?
Oh, Omni, as soon as
I'm trying. Clicking. Oh!
Nice. Very.
Eat it, mate!
Yeah, we got this. Did you just get a double kill? Wow. And you earned it for yourself.
Double kill, guys!
I want you to stand like over here. Okay. Just in case Pudge comes. See, there he is. Yep. Just use W and run. Can you terrorize him? Your ulti? Use ulti. Perfect. Now keep running. Want. You got it? Now cast everything. That's good. Okay. That's perfect. Perfect. Alright, that was literally perfect. Ooh.
I was about to be like, someone clip that! Someone clip my moment of glory and Purge being nice to me, and then I died. So if we can just clip that and cut out the end. And my teacher is here. Was that painful?
Some of the first clips, yeah, brought back some memories, all right. But the later clips, it did really show your improvement. You did get a lot better towards the end. You put it together. It was good.
Okay. Can we continue?
Yeah, of course.
I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah. I'm kind of busy right now, but maybe later, yeah.
Okay, fine. I've got my laptop. It's over there, literally. End of this. I'm not allowed to play any bot games, though. That's the only thing. One of the biggest mistakes I made was I was too shy to play with actual people. So I started off in bot games. I hope I can give a really quick shout out to some people whose patience has been massively tested over the last year or so. Scott, Lucy Marhan, Ruby, Moxie, Neff, Sheepo, and Purge, and of course, and also Pyrian Flax let me do one of his in-houses. And the rule there is, if you're too good, you don't get to play again. And apparently 2 minutes into the game, me playing PA, they were like, she's fine. She can come every week if she wants. So any tips for new players? What's the one tip that you guys got when you were maybe starting out that actually made you instantly a better player?
I think I'm still looking for that tip. I can't help you with that.
I don't know, Liz. What do you have anything? I don't have anything. I calibrated pretty high.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
That's the problem.
All right. Weird flex.
Yeah, weird flex.
Flex. Okay, yeah. You're making me all feel super good. Okay, fine. Well, my
There's no
advice
shortcuts
is
with Dota. That's the one tip which isn't really a tip. You're just gonna grind it out and keep playing.
Right.
Suffer.
my advice: ban techies and follow Purge's tutorials because honestly, he is the best man for the coaching job. And again, patience of a saint. Now, if you would like to show us some flashy threads, and it doesn't matter what MMR you are.
For people who want a real tip, play with friends. Play in a group that you can play regularly with.
wearenations.com, and then you can feel like you're part of the gang. They unfortunately don't do it in Merlot, but you know we'll get them onto it. I think we should check in with Sir Action Slacks for now, though. See what he's wearing. See if he got the memo this morning. Sir Action Slacks, where are you?
Oh, my friend, I am in the interview room. Thank you for asking. And I did get the memo. I'm wearing nice stuff. We're going to show... Could you not, please? Thank you. I'm here with Casey, the TI interviewer. Could you... Thank you. Goodness gracious. Eye level. I'm up here, Casey, if you could not. Appreciate it. Casey, how you doing over there?
To be there.
Fantastic. Absolutely understood that. Are you wearing a bathrobe? What's going on? Are you drinking? What's up?
You know what? I put this sweater on and I thought that asshole is going to make fun of me because he's going to think it's a robe. It might be midnight here in Seattle, but damn it, this is an outfit and I am excited to be here. How have you been doing, buddy?
Everything's been great. We got a lot of feels on the floor. It's great to see the teams back in action, getting into booths again. I like it. Atmosphere is hype. It's a little weird because it feels like it's all for us, you know? We're just watching the players and so close to them and they're not, you know, nobody else is attacking them. They're all ours.
Look at Slacks' face, man. Dude,
he
could cosplay as the Joker. Just look at him.
I do have to say, though, this is the first time since
He'd be the perfect Joker.
Watch it like on my computer in the middle of a work day. And I have to say it's pretty hype. Like, it's really cool to be there, but like being there and like seeing other people around the office, like watching these games, like that OG Quincy game was just, I mean, I teared up a little bit. So it was cool to kind of get that perspective of it. And I just wondered, like, are they nervous? Like, are the players as nervous as they have been in the past? I mean, it's been so long since they've all come together and played like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting because they come in and it seems like they're a little bit more calm and chilled. At this point, at the event, there's only like, I think one more underdog. Everybody's so equal. And then you have, you know, the gods, LGD and OG, the teams to beat, and everyone else is just at this even playing field. The Dota has been the best in so long. It has been an amazing event. So, what? Are you interviewing me? What happened? How did you pull this alpha move and counter interview? Casey, living God.
About those interviews, how are we doing on the cringeworthy stuff? Are we keeping it low? Keeping it...
You tell me, fam. I'm pretty sure it's cringy as F, but it's all good. Don't worry, I got your rep.
Great.
Aw, you're so sweet.
I think you've been doing great, and I'm really proud of you, and I think everybody on panel is just doing a fantastic job, and I just want to just say to the community that it is so cool to see everybody coming together. It's been way too long. It's so fun to watch all these games, and I just wish I were there in person to shove you over or off that stool, wipe that smirk off your face. Can I just, like, how heavy is this thing?
Not heavy at all. It's like the kisses of a tiny little elf. You can't hurt me. Not even emotionally anymore. I can just mute you at any time that I choose. So there you go.
Don't.
Aww. Bye, Casey. This is the greatest event of my life. Okay, toodaloo. Bye. Back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Casey, for getting up at God knows what hour in Seattle to put up with Sir Action Slacks. And you know what? Sir Action Slacks is actually going to be taking over in this seat from me after this first series. I think it's going to absolutely go fine. I think it's going to be great. He's going to be on the desk with Jenkins. And I think that is a duo that's been waiting to happen for a very long time.
Sounds very clean, like a professional duo. Kind of no shenanigans there.
Yeah, the series isn't too big, is it? Well, second game, EG, Vici. I mean, who?
It's good for Slacks.
Yeah, we'll put Slacks and Jenkins. They'll deal with those.
Yeah, it's going to be a top-tier, very stony-faced, serious analysis. No funny business going to be happening on this desk, and no funny business happening to my right now because Purge is going to be taking us through some expert figures and facts on the Radiant and the Dire.
That's true, and we're starting over here on the Dire side of the map. I know it's a little dark, dreary, spooky, but Halloween is coming up, but hey, I wouldn't want to live here year-round. It's a little bit too much for me personally. So what I want to talk about is the Radiant and the Dire sides of the map. They are, teams got to switch here and there. Which team is actually better? And in fact, it's actually typically the Radiant team. They've classically had a higher win rate across most of Dota 2, and the biggest reason is the proximity to the Roshan pit. Roshan is a big objective to take every single game. And what ends up happening in a normal game is the map gets split about down the middle. The Dire team will take the enemy safe lane, Radiant will take their enemy safe lane. And if you look at the half, Roshan is on the Radiant side, so that gives them a nice advantage. And on top of that, Ancient Neutrals are in a better location for the Radiant team as well. If we highlight those, it's pretty clear that the Radiant team is closer to Roshan than the Dire's is. And on top of that, that's your high ground position. You can stand there. It's a lot harder for the enemy team to invade against you. So it just makes things a lot safer for you as a whole. So it just seems obvious like Radiant is by far the best to grab every game that you win the coin flip, right? Well, there is some pick order differentiation as well. On the first pick has about a 52% win rate. Second pick, sorry, I shouldn't say Dire. I must have missed that, my bad. Second pick is a 48% win rate. So it is a little bit better to go first pick instead of second pick. On top of that, the best way to offset
I thought second pick was better.
If you do play the Dire side is to have heroes that can have some vision control around the Roche pit. That's going to mean that even though you're farther away from Roche on average, you're going to be better at catching the enemy team when they are starting Roshan. Elder Titan is really good for this. Already good in the meta, and also very good at scouting Roshan. You just throw your spear in that.
No, wait, I think I'm misunderstanding.
And a lot of times you can even slow down the Roche with these nice stomps. So this just buys you time to get across the map, even though you're farther away. So when you guys are watching the drafts for the rest of the day, keep an eye on which team is on Radiant, which team is on Dire. Radiant lineups are going to want to take Roshan quick. Dire teams want some vision control to offset those Dire disadvantages. Back to you guys.
Thank you. Also, the Radiant's prettier.
Thank you, Burge.
Sorry. That's why I'm hosting and I'm not an analyst. Should we have a look at what we got coming up today on day 3, the main event of TI10? We're going to have a look at the schedule, I believe. Oh, no, you know what? Before we look at the schedule, actually. Oh, we are going to look at the schedule. That's absolutely my bad. We've also got some other content coming your way, which I will cue in a second. But before then, I'm just so excited for these matches. We've got the lower bracket
shit, those last 3 games.
Switcheroo, because we started with the upper bracket yesterday. Alliance versus T1. We're going to be talking about that with this very panel shortly. And then Evil Geniuses versus Vici Gaming. That is going to be a clash for the ages. Before we head to our upper bracket, can Secret carry on that momentum after winning OG in spectacular form the other day? And a bracket reminder for you all, so you can see the teams that are already in the top 6. Lovely. IG, Secret, LDD, VP. VP, is that a surprise for you, Gods?
Not really. I mean, maybe the bigger reassurance is that they're just playing well on the big stage, because that's something they've struggled with in the past. But everyone's kind of looked at this team as that team that should be in the top 6, just hasn't delivered before.
And then we've got our lower bracket. So Team Spirit is going to be going up against OG. Team Spirit had the momentum against Fnatic yesterday, Lizard.
They definitely do. And when you look at the Eastern crowd and when you look at their chat, they're cheering them even maybe harder than Virtus Pro. They believe in this team. And so far, yeah, they're a bunch of pubbers that have stacked together, but they're also good with each other. They're friends for a really long time. And I think there's something to that chemistry. I think they can make OG think twice in their series.
A bunch of pubbers. Are you going to live to regret that quote?
Look, we were all a bunch of pubbers initially. That's how we all started, right? That was it.
Yeah, but when we started, we were not top 6 at TI.
That's also true.
Yeah.
That's also very true. But a year ago or so, when they stacked together, it was a similar situation. Now, obviously, it's very different.
I think it's Cap who said that basically this is a lineup that will win the international, just not necessarily this year. But maybe they're going to prove everyone wrong. Maybe it's going to be them.
Is it them that are first when it comes to the youngest squad, or is it VP?
It's VP.
It's VP, yeah, but they're really close as well.
Yes. Yes, sorry, I got confused then. I thought you were talking about VP, you were talking about Spirit. They're one and the same to me. That's terrible, isn't it? They're not really. That was a joke. It's okay. We're allowed to make jokes because we haven't kicked off the main matches yet. Instead, what we're going to do actually is we're going to talk some stats. We're going to look at the leaderboard for TI10 so far. We're going to have a look at some tasty facts this morning for you to snack on. Our TI-10 leaders. So, I mean, Virtus Pro there, Nightfall and GPK. The cause, godlike sprees, kills, insanity.
Doesn't Batumo look like Ragnarov Brock?
Overall, they have a lot of good
like
stats
when
on
he's
their
in his
side,
whole period
even
where
their
he's smoking
supports,
opium or
like, this is
whatever.
what we see, but assists, when you look at the supports, the Safe and Kingslayer, the two of them, I think they average on 17 each. So this whole team works together really, really well. And GPK and Nightfall just grab the glory and get the top.
It really highlights their playstyle where GPK is just going around hunting for these kills, making plays, while Nightfall, the reason he gets these godlike sprees is he's not dying. So he's being really well protected, set up for success. And the other standout player there, I mean, Thompson, Owen, you mentioned him yesterday, he was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see sort of who was second on some of the most damaged heroes, because I probably imagine Thompson's quite far ahead of even the second place. You know, this man is just, he barely hits creeps. He's just in your face and destroying you from, you know, minute 10, earlier sometimes.
How much of that 600,000 plus damage do you think was done in that series yesterday?
Quite a good amount, yeah. He definitely pumped up his stats, yeah, for sure. You know, still these 20 kills, 2 deaths at least in one of the games. I mean, yeah, this guy's crazy when it comes to getting the momentum. I think we saw yesterday some 2 just incredible momentum players in the mid lane, Thompson and of course GPK in that series. Just some of these guys, when they get that sort of start, there's just no stopping them. They just completely take over the game, and it's very impressive to watch.
Any other players that we should be looking out for in today's matches?
Like we already saw Fly from IG. We've seen him keeping that record. It's pretty damn high so far. I think him and Emo are the ones to watch. Maybe put them in your fantasy cards today.
For me, I'll say 2 plays, Ice and Crit. I think they're like the scariest off-laner 4-position combo in the tournament. You know, EG, they're in the lower bracket. They had that poor group stage, but I think they're a team that can make a deep run.
You know what, Lizard? You've reminded me of something when you referenced the compendium then.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson Witness. Have you got your drops yet?
Mike's
if you bought a
okay
ticket
today?
to TI-10,
No, dude.
you have the chance of getting one of those sweet, sweet chests. So make sure you head to dota2.com/Crimson Witness and register there. And then you've got the chance to get drops whenever First Blood happens. Have you got some nice chests? Have you got any items dropping your way?
No, I haven't. Val, step it up. I've been here 2 days. I haven't had a single drop, so come on.
Me too.
Some of my colleagues, they've got 5. I've had none. Unacceptable. I'm not coming back next year.
Anti-British bias.
What the hell was that
I'm sorry
random
to
ass
interrupt
horde?
you. I'm also angry. I've got nothing as well. Do you think people will take pity on us and send us things?
I hope
It's
so.
on misclick a
If
button?
I don't get any today, I'll be having words.
Send us nice things, please. Now, that horn means we're only a couple of minutes away from our first 2 teams taking to the stage. It's going to be Alliance and T1. And it's going to be a really interesting one, I think, especially on the Alliance side, because they didn't exactly have the best group stage, but they're holding on after a spectacular performance against Beast Coast. We're going to be talking about that soon. But are there any surprises that have really happened for you on the main stage out there so far, guys?
Not necessarily when it comes to the outcome of the games, but perhaps on the way the outcome happened. Spirit and VP just completely dominating and proving that Eastern Europe is a really strong region at the moment, even though they brought a bunch of youngsters to TI. Maybe that's kind of surprising. Also, T1 playing extremely well versus PSG LGD.
Yeah, T1 looks very scary. I'd also, at Beast Coast, maybe disappointed on the main stage, because their group stage was really solid. They took games off some of the top teams, so to see them just fall so flat and play kind of very uninspired in an elimination game was a bit disappointing.
Yeah, I've got to agree with Parker. I think, yeah, that sort of loss from Beast Coast
Didn't
was
they look
definitely
like shit?
the most surprising. We've seen these players before in
They look better in the
very,
group stages, I think.
tense situations, and they have performed. And
I don't know if I'm
it just didn't happen
misremembering.
the other day in a best of 1, and of course in a best of 1, that's it. Goodbye. It hurts, but I'm sure we'll see the squad come back stronger in the future. They can definitely achieve much better than this.
So what's the most exciting thing about this matchup that we're about to see between Alliance and T1?
There's 2 squads with very similar strategies clashing. You have two captains on position 3, the offlane, Master Cuckoo versus S4. We have 2 extremely strong carry players as well. 23 Savage facing off versus Nico Baby. And remember, Nico Baby, he's played SCA. He's played in the SCA. He was a part of Mineski. He understands the region really well. And it's always nice to have an insider when you're playing versus a team from the region.
Yeah, and I think even for SCA fans, they have a bit of a soft spot for Alliance because of Nico Baby, how he got Mineski to TI. So they're, in some ways, always were hoping that Alliance would do well at TI, but now they're going up against the last SCA hope. So, unfortunately, that probably is going to mean they're going to be jumping on the T1 bandwagon and leaving Nico Baby on the side of the street.
I have a feeling, though, it's not going to be a sweetheart clash. They're not going to be kind to each other out there once they get to those booths.
I'll be honest, I'm going into this series, I'm a little concerned for Alliance. I really think that T1 is incredible, and Alliance, they're going to struggle big time.
Okay, well, we're going to find out if OD Pixel is correct, because it's time for Alliance versus T1.
I really dislike this thing they're doing every TI where they bring a host that doesn't know anything about Dota. I get the angle they're going for. Like they want to get someone
Alliance
that's
are heading back out onto the main stage.
They want to get someone who can ask the question who like a new player would ask, but I don't know. I dislike it.
Out there, but they came back fighting against Beast Coast in their best of one earlier this week. And now they're finding themselves, they're finding their joy in Dota. And today, they'll be making every single moment matter. These guys are not going to be nervous. They're just going to enjoy killing teams.
It has nothing to do with Frankie herself. It's the concept of bringing in somebody that knows nothing about Dota or the teams or the players whatsoever. So they can provide these questions and like the same kind of blank state that new reviewers would have. I don't like that angle that they're going for.
And of course, please welcome T1, the last team standing from the SEA region. But you can be very, very hopeful and proud of this team if you're watching them. Yesterday on the desk, they were predicted to make the top 4. This team is never going to be seen as an underdog again. They are family and they fight as family and really put up a fight against LGD yesterday. So do not underestimate them. Just because they like to take things slow doesn't mean you should rest easy when you're head-to-head with them on that stage. But will they make it through today, or will they be heading home? We'll soon be seeing as they take to their booth. And there we have it. Alliance safely in their booth. They looked so comfortable there yesterday, and we are going to be talking more about them in a moment. But first of all, we're going to be catching up with a bit of a legend in the Dota 2 scene. It's their captain, S4.
That fucking Yakuza tattoo, man, on his right hand, on his right arm.
Has yet to relive the success of winning it all with Alliance at TI3.
Was that a koi fish, I think, or a dragon? I'm not sure.
S4 has returned to Alliance, an organization now managed in part by some of his former TI3 teammates. Gustav is playing for his old team with new blood, which is one of the things he says made him want to return.
I think it was a
to
koi
competitive
fish.
Dota after
Not
taking
sure.
a few months off.
This was kind of the first break I've had in forever since I started Dota. I've never really taken a break, so I felt like I was way worse at the game.
How have you changed as a captain over the years?
I know that's gonna sound weird, but sometimes
Oh,
you
this
need to
again.
kind of say no to people, and that's something I've tried to improve on, and I feel like I've become a little bit better.
I have some questions to ask you that you're probably not going to like. Is that all right?
No.
Dream League Season 15, Western Europe DPC.
Thank you, Milo Razor, for the 41. Which team do I enjoy watching the most? Gotta be LGD. I just love watching strong Dota. Strong!
Was their use of PPD as a temporary captain over the course of a month.
Our throne is in trouble.
Yeah, no doubt. Alifield, thank you for the 26. Hey, come on, man. These panels are aimed towards the broadest audience possible. If it doesn't appeal to you, you just weren't the target audience. You were left out. It's just how it is. Ascal11227788, thank you for the 6. Glass Stars, thank you for the 185 bits. I am doing great today, man. Haven't eaten yet. And I'm just
I feel like other
watching
teams
this.
are gonna use this to their
And thank you
advantage,
for another 150
so
bits.
I better get to it early.
Slacks
Focus
reminds you of
the
Jack
what's
Black.
gonna happen.
He does have a similar vibe going sometimes.
Yes.
And smile, I think. Yeah, it's the smile. That smirk.
What was your reaction to the way that
Sony2, thank you for the 37. Dinosaurs are pretty cool, thank you for the prime.
I was surprised that other teams were not using their coach already. In my mind, everyone was using it, but actually nobody
Nico
was
Nico
using it,
X,
so
thank you for the
then I was
prime. That's a
like,
weeb,
oh,
right?
are we the
Yeah, it
best?
has to be. That username is gotta be a weeb.
But yeah, in that sense, it looks a bit unfair, and I agree with some of them, but we just did what we thought was best for the current situation.
Despite the controversy, Alliance shifted focus back to their main goal, making it to TI-10.
And show we
S4
thank you for
not
the
only
100
knows how it
bits.
feels to play at an international,
Guess
but also
Black will be
how
here
it
soon.
feels to win. Limp and Hanskin, I know, haven't been to a TI before. What sticks out in your mind about what that feels like as a player? How are you communicating that with your teammates to prepare them for
Hope
that
for some
feeling?
better games today. Playoffs have been quite disappointing for the
I'm always
most
gonna
part.
say that they need to enjoy
Or at
the
least
ride,
like
kinda.
skill level wise.
Don't focus on down the line what's gonna happen. Just focus on now and what you're gonna do next. And yeah, enjoy the journey also.
Did you enjoy the journey?
Definitely. I mean, it's a rough journey, but it's not really regrets. But I feel
OG
like
Quincy Q
at the end of it,
disappointing?
you
I
kinda
feel it was
look
pretty
back and
disappointing.
feel like, I could really like.
Was it just mostly a
push
stomp?
myself to actually win another TI or 2 more TIs, you know.
There was like
Just
one game with the Kunka that was
be,
okay, and
the
then
best
everything
that I
else
could
was
be,
just
kinda.
total stomps. There was like nothing to it.
Odie Pixel, you have been casting S4 in different teams for years now. What is so special about this captain?
It was like
I
okay.
think just the fact that, you know, even after all these years, even though still nowadays his play is a little volatile, he can still have those games where the magic returns. You know, it's sort of the same S4 from the past, and he can still just sort of come out with these crazy moves, these initiations, and you know as well that the players around him, they just, I mean, you know, you hear sort of his demeanor. He's a very calm gentleman. He's very good at keeping the players just focused.
The
making
tops
sure
on
that
Void
no
Spit
one
was
lets
nice
the
to
emotions
watch.
get to them. You know, this man, as we saw, he's been there. He's been at the top. He's been all the way through tournaments such as TI, and something like that
Dunno.
at TI, just compared to any other events. It's
There
just
just weren't
invaluable
many
to
notable
have
games, I
as part of
think.
your squad.
Yeah, the fact that
Even that game with the 10 buybacks. That game was a fucking snooze fest for the most of it. Also, the winner was like determined at 10 minutes, and they played it out in like 40 plus.
It's something incredible. You would like to have S4 on your team no matter in which team you are, because I remember a couple
Thank
of
you,
years
Asper
back,
Bobas for the 200.
I was playing in a
Control
league and
Pride.
someone's playing mid,
T1.
S4 is on offlane, and S4 is
Yeah.
telling my mid laner what to do while he's still winning his lane. This guy is seeing the whole
Alliance or
map
Tyler
at all
1?
times, and that's not something
I think Tyler 1.
Frankie, that's been, I think, key for keeping this team together.
Alliance looks
You know,
so
they're getting a lot of hate from
scared.
the community. You know,
They're
there are a lot of people
so
who are still
scared of
excited for the
making
whole
the
thing, but,
smallest
you know,
mistake.
that would've
So they're trying to play
completely, like,
perfect
crippled
Dota,
both
but
teams, like,
perfect
really
Dota
put them
is
together.
And
unachievable.
it's really interesting as well. It was mentioned in that interview that not all of these members have actually been.
Well, that was the last time they
before.
played.
For me, the most surprising one
Maybe
is Hanskin
overnight.
stepping into a TI.
You know, they might have evolved
So
further.
far hasn't been
Unlikely
someone.
though.
This is the first, and probably some emotions are running pretty.
I get it though.
That
Like
does
I
have
can see how they're
seasoned
trying to play the
captain, like I
perfect
mentioned
Dota. Like
yesterday,
only
to
perfect
pull,
initiates, only
those
playing with
options off, and
cooldowns,
also
only playing
FNG
with your
what
item
I
timings.
haven't mentioned. He
It's
was
not like other
extremely
teams who, you
popular
know, you have like
for
OG
his
or
role
something.
in, the Eastern
OG
Europe
is like,
region,
you have 3
because
heroes
doing
dead, it's
V
2 versus
to
5,
save
and they'll
TI.
still go for a
Really,
fucking team fight, and you just go
S4
like,
plus
huh?
FNG,
And they win
they
too?
bring a
That's
lot
like the
of
complete opposite
equanimity
of
to the
Alliance.
team at this
Alliance,
stage.
like
Yeah,
if
and
one
everything
guy
is
is
seen
dead,
here without a
they will
coach.
sit
I
back
think
until that
that's
one
kind
guy
of the
is
crazy
back.
thing is, like, they've decided they've got enough strong voice, and when you've got 2, you know, veteran seasoned captains, they feel like they don't need that outside or that, you know, that 6th voice in the team
They won't
anymore,
fight,
so,
hopefully they
it's
won't fight
gonna
the
be really
Dragonite
interesting
ulti,
to
you
see
know,
how
they're
that
gonna
plays
wait
out.
for that to
Hanskin also
get ready. They're
has
gonna wait for
captaincy
all the
experience,
cooldowns on
so
every single
you don't
item
have a
and
coach, but you
an
have an
ulti.
extremely respected, knowledgeable captain in S4, and then you have a support duo that also like to control
A bit
and
too
have influence
safe.
the tempo of the game.
It's very
although
predictable too, yeah.
They know S4 is boss. What can you guys tell me about the support duo of Hanskin and FNG? Blizzard.
Well, FNG, he's always been the most classic, old school position 5 coming from the Eastern Europe region.
It's perfect textbook
won't really
Dota, but
be
perfect
expecting him
textbook
to be
Dota is not
playing
perfect Dota.
Some crazy heroes like
Because it's too
Tango and
predictable.
Tidehunter and whatnot, but he will bring
It
stability
would work in a
every
pub
single
though.
lane.
If you
And one
do
thing
this
that
against a
I've
pub
noticed
team
back in the day
and
while
you're a
playing
pro team,
against him, this
and you
guy
play
has
this,
a
you win every
metronome in
time.
his head that
Probably.
just works a little bit faster than anyone else's, and all the moves that he makes them just slightly faster than you. So even if you can predict what he's about to be doing, you can't predict just how fast. And because of that, all of his teams have done movements correctly and a little bit faster than you. At least in my case, but then again,
I think the other problem is still there.
you know,
You can hear it if you put it louder.
I'm a boomer.
Yeah, and
Listen
I'd say
to
for
that.
Hanskin, he to me is the player on this alliance team who's improved the most over the last year or two.
Yeah.
He was a player I always
It's
looked
still
at,
there.
He was trying to play forward position, but he
That
looked more
infinite
like a
hissing
5. I never
noise.
saw him as that like flashy, high skill support player that could make the plays you need on the forward position role. But the reason Alliance, have done so on the DPC leagues, even though they didn't do well in the majors, was largely because of Hanskin's improved play on so many different heroes.
And before we do start talking about T1, I do also want to ask about Nico Baby. How is his team setting him up for success, Owen?
I mean, it's very clear a lot of the times that they do specifically pick things that are just going to enable Nico Baby, given that space.
Thank you. E Germany for the tier 1, Dilsan for the sub gift, Rorspank for the 42, Yavaj thank you for the 5, and Sarayoni thank you for the 6.
Huge impact in the fights. A lot of the
It's
time,
not idle crowd
I'm
noise,
pretty
no
sure
dude.
Nico Baby probably takes the
It's
lead
static
in a lot of
noise.
team fights
It's some
on
kind of
purpose.
loose
Sometimes
mic
there's
or
snippets of it in the
some
video
mics
that
gains too
Alliance
high or
upload,
something. It's
the
something fucked up.
progress of the
It's a
practicing,
technical issue.
back at their training facility that
It has
he's a
nothing to do
very
with
vocal
some
character,
simulated sound.
and that's something that you need, and you need him to have that confidence to stay at that level of sort of making those shot calls when he's out here on the main stage, and I believe that Nico Baby's able to do that.
There might be even, when we're looking at these heroes of TI, there might actually be quite a bit of overlap between T1 and Alliance. If you're Alliance, are you going to be trying to get your comfort picks here, or are you going to be trying to surprise and maybe avoid these pairings that we're seeing?
I think for sure a little bit of both at this stage.
These win rates are so bad.
They
They should show win rates per team and player played. This is so random.
Throw T1 off. So usually what
It paints the wrong picture on how good these heroes are.
Truly strayed away from
Just my tinnitus. You're so ignorant. Like, how can you be that ignorant? I don't get it.
They might snatch it. So nothing really extra.
How can it be tinnitus if the sound goes away when I mute the stream, but it's obviously there if I up it?
And the execution from Alliance.
Well, why don't we have a look
like
at
how can it
the
ever be
figures in
tinnitus?
terms of heroes for T1, just to see if we do have any comparison in terms of what they're picking. And obviously the Snap 5 pick. I feel like this is the favorite hero of every team right now.
Yeah, it's like one of the most played heroes. It's just so stable, kind of fits into any draft. It just gives you a little bit of everything.
No, it's not background noise. God damn, dude.
Lina, that's been perhaps Limp's best hero, even though it wasn't in Alliance's
For a
most
really long time.
Yeah, so I think this Lina is going to play a really big part in this series, or it's just going to be banned. So these two teams either going to be picking in the first phase or having to prepare, an answer for it in the mid lane. Definitely.
I can tell a lot of these people in my chat, they have never worked with a microphone before.
Tells us a lot.
You only thing you've ever done is plug in a USB.
To run their supports. It seems like
Like you never touched any mixer before, like any wires.
Kind of getting up
It's very obvious, blatant.
I think that's fair to say. Your Crystal
That's not a weird flex. It's obvious.
A lot of these heroes that like to be on the outskirts, the Disruptor, the Lion as well. So they tend to play the game that way, in which Whitemon and Zephyr are not necessarily the first one running in, and that's enabled because of the Doom pick, perhaps, that we've just seen. Not many teams have these mid laners that are just
The audio setup for this tournament, it's awful.
Every single fight.
It's like they went either budget route or some in-house route of a guy who didn't know what he was doing. It sounds like shit.
Now, if you are in Team T1 and you're looking back at those matches,
Like, first of all, this whole tournament, the volume levels are all over the place. One point it'll be like 100%, next point is like 300%. It's all over the place, man.
I think
And then secondly, the mics, oh my god, there's mics where they... I'm pretty sure there were sections where the mics were just picking up voice from the wrong mic. Like Slacks and that FE section where they were doing the, what's it called, like the short video part. I'm pretty sure Slacks was using FE's mic.
Come online and hit this kind of early to mid game timings, and then put their opponents on the back foot.
How does that compare to?
But it's also when Purge comes up, you immediately hear like all the echo and the sound, all the fans, like everything. Dude, it's awful. I don't know how this stuff ever gets past rehearsal.
To sort of stand tall in the mid lane if any fights get brought his way, or quick to react to any sort of side lane plays. And I think, you know, Alliance, they're really going to have to fully focus on making sure that they don't let T1 get ahead of them early. Because in this sort of matchup,
they don't care? Oh, they should care though, man. Man.
just so hard to come
they really should care.
Yeah, you think that puts some pressure on Alliance, perhaps? You know, just crush them.
This is not even like a Corona kind of excuse too, you know. This is just the lack of an expert there handling your sounds.
Deal with that sort of pressure, you know. I don't think they're going to be necessarily feeling that. I think they're going to be coming in confident, very cool-headed.
You think it's only on my stream? How do you think sound works? You think it can just echo on my stream and not on the main stream? How do you think it works? There's a source of where the sound is coming from. It doesn't change from one stream to another.
Sure, they got knocked down here to the lower bracket, but taking a game off LGD, like this team is really good.
Oh fuck, dude.
Series, but I would not be surprised if we do just see T1 roll over Alliance here.
It's so true. I saw T1 at breakfast, and you know, I said hi, and they were chatting. I was sitting at a table, and they were singing and laughing, and like they were so careful.
I just love this because I've been following these guys for 2 seasons in the DPC, right? And Whitemon is the one that puts the key in ignition and just lights things up. He's the one always smiling. He's just having a blast every single time. No matter what, every single game that we watched or interviewed him, he's just a pleasure to be around. And it's very reminiscent of Jerax in OG.
Sounds like music to my ears, Lizard. Now let's talk about S4 versus Cuckoo. We've got our off-lane captains. What is the difference between these two, if we were to put them head-to-head?
I would say... Oh, no, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No,
you're so kind to each other. I'm just going to go to Lizard in a second. Gods, you go because you're in the middle.
I would say Cuckoo's a bit more stable with his play, but at the same time, they both can have very hot and cold games. I think Cuckoo's got a better ability to like take over games with a good start. S4 a bit more stable. You kind of know what you're getting. Playing more of kind of maybe the more team fight centric heroes, whereas Cuckoo sometimes will go off a different direction, play some kind of bat rider, something more farm heavy. So they do have a fairly different hero pool at times.
All right. So predictions then. It seems like you're all going the way of
S4. Forgot your coffee, bud.
I believe, right?
Dude, you're playing for 40 million.
I don't think it's like
you fuck.
Super. I think Alliance being underestimated by a lot of people, but T1 they took a game off PSG LGD. That's something very few people have done here at TI, so I have to favor T1 based.
And they also made it feel competitive throughout all 3 games. It's not like they just took one off and that's it. The whole series looked nice.
I've been to TI, yeah. When I played, I think it relatively started on time.
Looking at what T1 were playing yesterday against LGD. What are you trying to do
like,
in terms
I think 30 minutes before the game starts, you all have to be ready in the playroom. And not the playroom, the like the little waiting room before you go on to the stage. And then you just go there, and then Valve employees set up everything for you. All the voice chat, all your gear, everything just set up for you. All you do is log in and play. Not even log in, you're already logged in. You just press play, really. You're in the lobby too, they set up everything. They give you like 5 minutes in the demo mode to check your settings, and that's done.
And the way they protect 23 Savage could prove
I don't know about this though, this seems very sloppy. They're always late.
They're all about protecting 23 and his farm. That's something that they've adopted ever since they got him into the squad, which was well at the end of the first season of the DPC.
I'm also kind of curious about the attitude of Alliance, because S4 in his interview after their win against Beast Coast the other day, he was saying that basically they learnt a lot from groups. And they came really well prepared.
Yeah, it's quite amazing how they do it. It's like when a game ends and the players leave the booth, like a whole team stands ready to swap out everything, like all the PCs, all the gear and everything.
It's never enough by itself. You need the
kind of like those racing queues where they swap out tires of a car, like everyone's just ready. They do all the things immediately and it's so coordinated and everything. Yeah, like a pit stop, exactly.
Play more like PSG. I think Alliance, the best thing they can do is just play
they seem kind of relaxed here.
I don't think they want to go away from their comfort picks, their play style. They don't look at what other teams did to beat T1. Just they have to play their game, or things will quickly fall apart when you're at TI if you're trying to change your playstyle overnight.
In the past, Limp has been
It's not their own PCs, no.
and seen as great for laning
But for
much beyond the game.
TI, actually many tournaments do it now. Even in 2016 when I played, like the Dream League, what they do is they just have a dedicated SSD for every single player, so you keep your settings and nothing changes.
You know, he can turn that into like sort of this fantastic momentum, but I think there's just been a few games where
Some tournaments even use dedicated PCs per player.
fantastic start, but then suddenly
So they just swap out the SSD and then that's it.
dive a little too far, and it ends up costing the team a lot. And these sort of mistakes you're not going to get away with when you're playing against a team like
It's a standard now, I think, but looking at this, I'm not sure.
It's just, again, for me, for Alliance, it's just that volatility sort of across the board. Like they can
What about the mice? Well, peripherals, in smaller tournaments, you just kind of do your own thing. You know, you bring your backpack and you have all your shit and you plug it in. At TI, you have to give away all your stuff, and they do it for you. And I'm assuming they're also checking your shit for, you know, hacks or whatever. Fucking CS:GO players.
Game falls apart. However, when you're playing that Dragonite and you slowly win the lane, then your whole team converges around you and you're the focal point of your team fight, then Alliance looks a lot stronger, and so does Limp.
Yeah, the fucking CS:GO player that has some software in his mouse or something.
Heard Alliance being described as a
Ah,
team
fucker.
that gives good, beautiful Dota. God, what does that mean? Because my games are never beautiful.
For me, when I hear it, it's like you, as a viewer, as a commentator, you're watching, and every move makes sense. Like there's a clear purpose that you just see, like the rotations when they're, like, for example, collapsing around certain objectives, like the power runes. They're setting traps. They're making smokes at the
I don't
right
think it's a
times,
disinfection
being in the right place to
slowing the
contest erosion.
process.
So to me, I always look at the movement of heroes around.
They just seem to have a lot of issues,
they're,
dudes.
playing alone, when they're,
There's monitor issues, and then every fucking second game there's like a TeamSpeak issue. Some guy's headset broke or something mid-game. I don't know.
Now, I wish we could pull up some highlights from yesterday's match between LGD and T1, because I do think it still bears talking about, especially the second game in that 3-game series, where we saw a 10-man buyback fight, and all the couriers also coming back online as well. I feel like that might be one of the most memorable moments of TI, of the main stage so far.
I don't think I've ever seen that ever.
No, never.
Not even at TI, like any tournament.
Any tournament, any single TI, not even in
not
pubs.
any pub games.
Not
Yeah,
even
just
in pubs.
any Dota games, full stop. Yeah.
That was incredible, and it was so enjoyable.
My
to
TI
watch
memory?
that game and
I
just
didn't
be
really
part
do
of
all
it.
that much at
T1
TI like that.
versus PSG, LGD definitely did.
I made sure I didn't really do much. I basically just made sure I slept, ate, and then practiced. I made sure I didn't interact with people at all because I didn't want to get sick, you know. And then I showed up to my games. Dude, I was really scared of getting sick. Like I didn't talk to anybody.
At the end, but at the same time, they did allow T1 to have all of the good stuff in the second game, and they struggled against it. However, once you negate a couple of those heroes, which I assume Alliance will do.
It helped that in TI4 it was like the group stages, the rooms, they were in the hotel we were staying, so you didn't have to go outside at all. You just stay in the hotel, you go get food at the buffet or whatever, and you go to your room, and then you go to your game, and you go back to your room.
Drafts maybe get figured out, they can't adapt as fast. But for LGD with Zhao Wei, it just feels like they lose a game and they come back twice as strong the game afterwards, typically.
Apparently we're having a few technical issues on stage right now. They're just fixing some audio issues, so apologies for the delay. We are going to try and get you into the match as soon as possible. Don't panic. But I want to talk about also T1's T1 drafts. That's how Game 2's draft was described.
Well, I usually skip breakfast on and lunch on important games. I like to play while I'm hungry.
It's usually kind of
makes me feel more
like
alert.
You mentioned, like the Doom made it feels like it's a bit more on the greedy side, but they have these support, like these backlining supports that can be very active, dish out a lot of damage, and take advantage of the fact that like all 3 cores on T1 get kind of farmed. I feel like that's what I would say about them.
Yeah, 100%. Cuckoo is perhaps sometimes.
Yeah, I like to fast before I eat, like a really short fast.
If he gets that Doom or Bat like we talked about before, but if there is a Doom on mid lane and Medusa on the safe lane, he will play that full playmaker role with Zephyr and Whitemon and create as much space as possible. But I think when you give them heroes that they've played 1,000 times each, Karl Every single game in the DP.
After the game, I eat a lot. Yeah, dude, I eat like a fucking pig.
Him or he picked it. So when you have such full comfort zone, it doesn't matter what the matchup is. It doesn't matter how greedy you are, because you will find a way to play it, to make it work in the game.
Is T1 just going to outright ban Doom? Is that what you're expecting, Owen?
Alliance, I think.
Alliance, I'm so sorry.
That's right. I think Alliance. I think they will. I mean, as you say, it's kind of funny that we sort of get to this international level, and you see some teams not really following the same sort of strats that teams were doing against them in the regional sort of level. You know, it's sort of.
What, they have to shit during a game?
You have to look
Just
back
shit
to
before the game, dude.
In the DPC.
What are you, 5 years old? Can't plan your shit?
I think for me, the Lina is still prioritized higher. The games that he's had on that in the mid lane, he's almost as if it's a straight up second carry. It's just like this insurance. Sure, 23 Savage is also having an incredible game, but you've got these two heroes that are just dishing out.
You can snack and drink during games, or even between games.
Level. So I think if Alliance let the Lina get through,
like even now, the players probably have like water bottles and stuff like below the desk, like beside your chair.
We let them have their best heroes. So far, every single draft, after the draft, the post interview with the coach, he would be like, "Yeah, we knew what they're gonna pick, but we let."
That's pretty common. Like you have your what do you call like those energy bars and stuff like that. Small snacks.
Right there, taking the punches in the middle, like
or big bananas. Bananas are good sources of fast energy.
This is what's going to happen if we lose. No, this is
I mean, maybe some play-by-play. It's over. The fight's over. No one won. KO to nobody. What a shame. I was hoping for some high-quality FGC casting on the desk there.
Yeah, Owen, if you want to...
Owen, it's going.
Oh, here we go. Are we playing hand slaps here?
He's going to get all. Oh, we
are.
Here we go.
Here we go, Owen. Okay.
I don't even know how this game's played. What do you just slap each other?
So Cuckoo seems to be going first. He's on the offense first.
What the fuck?
Good at this.
Is it the Russian slapping game? Not now, dude.
I think he's teaching him how to play. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't want to play now.
Don't want to hurt your teammates' hands before
probably not the best idea.
Ever seen the Russian slapping game? They flip a coin on who starts, and then what you do is you brace yourself, and the other guy slaps you as hard as he can. And if you still stand, you do it back to him until one guy falls over and you lose.
We did have a chat with Casey, I believe. So we're gonna see what he has.
Dude, there's like this one huge guy that looks like a bear, and he just fucking knocks people out in one slap. Like he snaps their neck almost. Oh my god.
Team was looking forward to finally attending a LAN event with the Singapore major in March.
Vasily, is that his name? Yeah, he sounds like a Vasily. Fuck.
T1 playing with a stand-in.
Vasily Kamotsky. Yeah, of course.
Like many other teams, the transition to in-person events proved challenging. But for Cuckoo, he says it's where he really thrives.
I did not play LAN for 1 year, and as a player, I really like to compete at LAN because the feeling is kinda unexpected.
Oh, he was cheating, really? Oh, wow. I never looked into that. I just watched like highlights of it, of that guy slapping the shit out of people.
Something like that. But on LAN, you can feel that you cannot slack off or play like lazy.
How have you had to change your leadership style as a captain with everything being so different?
I think our coach helping me to improve as a captain.
Apparently he cheated by using his wrist, like the bone at the front of your wrist. He slapped that, or he slapped with that, instead of using well, like the palm and the fingers of your hands. I don't know. Not really an expert in slapping people in the face as a competition.
Season 2, the opening game. It's like my captains told me.
It's gonna hurt yourself too, right? Fuck.
You want to draft something like that? I know my draft is good, better than March. Nah, just kidding. No, just kidding.
With Cuckoo drafting, T1 went on to finish first in Season 2 in their region, giving them a direct invite to the ANA Major. And to earn enough points for a spot at TI-10, all they had to do was win one match.
Me and March keep talking to the boys that don't think about the TI and the result. Just keep thinking about the game. Don't focus so much like on TI. If we go to TI, yeah, you can think about the TI, right? But if we fail on ANA Major, there's no direct invite for Southeast Asia.
Well, they won that match and kept on winning with a solid run that took them to the lower bracket finals, ending with a loss to EG that was so close it hurt. Still,
It's a
after
replay
everything
on this whole
T1 went
section,
through
yeah.
this
That's why I'm
season,
not really paying
Cuckoo had
attention.
led his team to
I
a
like
spot
these
at TI.
parts though,
Let's pretend you're in the grand finals of TI10. Who do you want to play?
but I already seen it, so I don't really care.
EG.
Why?
Because I wanna see like so many Southeast Asian player on the grand finals. If EG and us is like on grand finals, we can put like 7 Southeast Asian players on one grand finals, and I think it's kind of good for our region. This is my 5th TI, I think, and most of my TI memories is like after upper bracket, we lose, then lose again. So if I'm gonna go back, I really want to raise the ages as a player, as a captain. My goal for TI is like keep grinding and do my best.
Wow, you can see in their plays, especially obviously from yesterday's match against LGD, that truly T1 have been grinding. But is it going to be enough to get them through this lower bracket run? And are we going to see them play against Evil Geniuses? You want to see that, Lizard, surely?
Yeah, I would love to see it.
Can't happen in the finals, unfortunately, but it could still happen down bottom because they're both in lower bracket now.
So did I just say that I would like them to lose? Actually, they can continue here. It's the lower bracket.
Yeah,
sorry,
lower bracket.
they how many games do they have to win? Is it this one?
Probably next round they would meet.
Yeah.
Both teams win. Yeah.
I wonder if we can actually bring up the lower bracket, if that's possible, and then we can actually have a look at it and we can see how that would happen if it can happen in the lower bracket, because it would be kind of cool to see basically who's there. Thank you so much, production. You are the best. So we've got Team Spirit versus OG. And then,
so it would actually be the next round instantly.
yes, yeah. so because their round 2 happened yesterday. So T1 versus Alliance, VG versus EG. So in other words, we could actually see that matchup in the next round.
We could see 7 SCA players play the game from EG versus T1. It would be hype. I would be really happy for the whole region as well, because it's so talented. Talking to any players, you know for a fact that their pubs are probably the most skilled, but also the most chaotic.
And they take a lot of pride. I mean, we saw it there several times when Cuckoo was talking about qualifying for TI. He's like, he knew if they didn't do well enough for the Annie Major, SCA may get one less slot at TI. So, he wanted to do well and represent his region. Even looking at the SCA region, you have 2 players on T1 who are the first Indonesian players to play at TI. So it's a big deal for Indonesia, the country, for the whole SCA region, that they're kind of like the last hope for SCA to do well here at TI.
And it is a shame that we lost Fnatic in that match against Team Spirit yesterday. But at the same time, I mean, they made a player change just before their qualifier, and they still managed to make it through the best of ones here in the lower bracket as well, and make it through to a best of 3 on the main stage. So it seems like the future's looking bright for this region, Owen.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'll go straight up and say my bracket predictions. I have T1 winning this whole tournament. Because I was just been so impressed with the improvement of them over the year, over the season. They came, 3rd at the last major. They just took a game off LGD. That sort of sold me enough. I think at the least we're going to see them get to the grand finals, and I think they can absolutely do it. This would be the year for Cuckoo to finally step up to the right to the end here with an SEA squad.
That is, it's quite the endorsement from Mr. OD Pixel. Are they using your voice line in game?
And they shouldn't they? Yeah, go T1. Cuckoo, you better buy my voice line.
This is why I'm excited to interview the
I've said I've shouted him out and casted enough. It's time for him to shout me back. I feel like every single game that I cast T1, it's always like Cuckoo this, Cuckoo that, Cuckoo. He's just making so many plays.
Assassin again.
He's always getting us excited.
And they're letting me loose on the players later. So if you guys have got any requests, if you want me to talk to the players and just be like, hey, I've got these friends on the desk. They've got these cracking voice lines. I can just pitch them to you. They're going to be so annoying to your enemies. They're going to win you TI OG stuff. Who's in?
Sign me up. Yep.
Amazing. All right, well, while we wait, I believe a PC has just been swapped out. We're going to have a little bit of fun here at TI because we have got a rapid fire session with Team Alliance.
Oh, I like these. Unless it's the... Did I see this already?
Welcome back. More rapid fire questions coming your way. I'm joined by Nigo Baby. I'm here with FNG of Alliance. Welcome, my friend. Yes! Who is, in your opinion, the worst teammate in interviews?
That's a rough one. We're all pretty bad at this. So, it's hard to say.
What was the last thing you ate?
Fuck. the memory is so bad, you know?
You don't remember what you ate? FNG, what was the last thing you ate?
Bulba. Sorry, not the player. I mean, Bulba is a Belarus word for potato.
Potato?
Yes.
Okay.
not the player. I'm sorry,
Bulba.
Bulba.
The potato.
I'm sorry, Bulba.
Everyone's gonna keep that one going now. Can you tell us there, Limp? What about the last movie you watched?
Actually, we watched Dune together. I wasn't really into the story so much, but 6 out of 10.
Oh, you're gonna make a lot of Dune fans unhappy with that.
I heard Dune was amazing from Waga.
You know, a lot of people are waiting to watch that movie, and you're one of the blessed
Yeah,
people
I
who
felt
watch
like they released it very early in Ukraine for some reason, but I'm not sure why.
Can you tell me the last person you called on the phone using your voice?
My brother. I mean, he was like, can you prepare better? I'm like, we're doing the best we can. He's like, did you prepare my strat offlane Medusa? I'm like, you don't understand Dota. No, I watch a lot of Dota. I mean, like, you know, typical browser who's like, he knows what you're doing, but he doesn't understand it at all.
What a family affair for Alliance there. And if you want to catch up with Dakota and the gang, he's involved in The Late Show with Mr. Piri and Flax. So check that out tonight. But also, I want to see movie reviews with Alliance. I mean, they were quite harsh on poor Jude.
They were really harsh. Did you watch it, guys?
No, I haven't seen it, but I'm excited
to see
it
it as well. Yeah, I was waiting to go watch. I'm also in Ukraine, just like Alliance was, but I didn't go before TI. Now they kind of ruined it for me a little bit.
Whose fault is that? Yeah. Now you've got the spoiler, the storyline. It's a 6 out of 10 apparently.
Here I was hoping Alliance would do well, and now they're going off flaming June. They're dead to me.
Okay, so now you're saying T1. Who do you have winning your bracket again?
I had Secret EG in the finals.
Okay, it's a classic.
Yeah, it's a bit hopeful.
A bit hopeful. I mean, is it classic matchup? Is it a, you know, is it an uninspiring? Not uninspiring. It wouldn't be an uninspiring matchup at all. It's just something that I think a lot of people would expect is all. Sorry, that sounded terrible.
Yeah, I think at this point it'd be a bit of a surprise. I mean, EG have to make such a long lower bracket run, and then for Secret, I mean,
the TI always have this much downtime between games.
LGD as well.
Even like the first game.
The word I was looking for was obvious.
Oh, I remember having so much downtime.
Lizard, while I try and gather myself.
Only in this
TI? That I'm meant to be a professional. What about you?
No, I wasn't any different. I was just as bland as Barker when it comes to my predictions.
I don't know.
It was what PSG, LGD, and OG.
No, it's not 1 hour already.
Very similar. Very similar.
The show is supposed to start at 9, which is 40 minutes ago.
Than an LGD OG, you know.
So maybe they're like what 20 minutes late now? Not sure.
That's true, but you don't want to upset the OG fan base.
For sure.
Hashtag DreamOG. I'm right there with you.
But I even mean like in between the games, like after this ends, it's gonna be like another 40-minute pause or something.
Be sponsored by hair products soon.
Oh, those hair flicks are amazing. The moment they uploaded a picture of No-Tail, I tweeted that this hair already won TI. I don't care whatever else happens. When it comes to pictures, when it comes to hairstyle, they have not only No-Tail but Thompson as well, right? With long blonde hair.
Their coach.
Technically, usually the TI are not that common.
2 years.
Usually, either it gets fixed really fast, I think, or I miss a memory. Maybe a selective memory for this.
Well, you know what? I've been very.
Just thinking back, TI never had that many delays. Games start on time pretty much. And there's very little like stuff happening, like broken headsets or whatever. Yeah, TI has been pretty fucking smooth, right? It's other tournaments that are shit. Other tournaments they always have like some garbage going on.
I'm clearly not trying to because that would be impossible. But you know what? Over in the draft panel, we've got quite the spectacular look. And I would really like to show it off.
This game is scheduled for 10.
Again,
no, that's 10 a.m. Romanian time, which is 9 a.m. my time, and it's 9:40 now. But that's when the show starts, not TI.
We've got Pinot Grigio Blush in the middle, and then we have the sommelier, Vods. Sure. How are you guys doing over on the draft panel?
Yeah, it's good. You know, I've never done a draft panel without a draft, so it's a very unique experience. Welcome to the draft panel.
Welcome.
Who has the best suits, you or Iceman?
Iceman? Who's Iceman? Is that Tsunami?
Iceman.
Is that what we call Tsunami?
You or Bruno? You or our friend Bruno?
No, I think it's Tsunami. I think that's the right answer. I'm sorry.
Tsunami.
I modeled. Okay. I went to my tailor and I showed him a bunch of pictures of Tsunami. I'm like, can you make me look like him? And he's like, well, I'll try.
That's a very pink suit.
Yeah, exactly. And the face as well, you know, and the voice. But besides that, I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
And it's your first TI as well. Sorry, I didn't
He
mean to
definitely has
interrupt,
the color variety coming down, right? Like Tsunami tends to have, like, he's got these purples, these greens, everybody else sticks to the normal colors, and then we got the pink, so yeah, sticking to it.
Something incredible has been happening, which is we've been matching without even realizing.
Not me.
It's just Dota 2, it brings you together.
Yeah.
Team Merlot versus Team Pink, basically. It's like we've already set up our teams, and I'm so sorry to Team Merlot that I'm on your team by accident. Maybe I can be in the coaching role and just do the shoulder massages. I can do a march, coach march, and this is my technique. What do you think?
Oh, it's
What the fuck am I looking at? What the fuck?
That's the only thing I'm. Well, I thought I was about to say that's the only thing I'm good at. It turns out I'm not good at that either. I'm going to ask about your brackets as well. I'm going to.
I think I'm just too old. I don't get it. I don't get anything. I'm just too old.
PSGL taking.
I was gonna say Vici originally, but I'm leaning towards LGD now. Yeah.
I had LGD IG finals.
Okay.
LGD winning.
Yeah, me too actually.
So definitely it's going to be China's year, you're thinking. Okay. Any particular reason why? This is a really stupid question. They're two of the best teams in the world right now. But you know what? Answer it anyway. Why?
Just dominance throughout group stage, dominance throughout the year, comfortable players, powerhouse players, and I think there's a lot of clutch factors that comes into once you get to the grand finals of these like powerhouse mid players in particular, and I think LGD and IG literally have like.
I don't know who the guy in the pink coat is.
At the moment.
I don't think I've seen it. He was doing the losing interviews. But I don't think I've ever seen this guy before, like before this event.
I hope not.
New talent!
I don't think so personally, because he's just
I
been
think?
playing out of his
Don't
mind.
know.
And he's been grinding pubs every day. I initially had LGD.
He kinda
every
looks
round
like
as well.
Bruno.
I think we might see LGD VP in the grand finals.
Oh.
VP. Is that because of their performance yesterday?
Yeah, because typically they do choke on main stage, but they didn't this time around, and I think they've got a lot of potential that might actually just surprise everybody.
I was a fly on the wall in the interview between Slacks and DM. I thought I would shadow him.
No one can replace Bruno.
He is so.
He has a
confident.
special
One,
place in everybody's
accomplished,
heart.
Natural interviewee. I was quite jealous of Slacks actually, but also they're just taking it completely in their stride. And I suppose you've just had a win. Of course you're going to come into the interview room. Of course you're going to be feeling confident. But
Of course Bruno remembers me.
there is
Dude,
something
I
about
lived
these
with Bruno in
young
the same
players
house for like a year
growing up
almost.
watching TI, where of course they care. but
He's
also
the
they
real
have
deal,
this
man.
phenomenal self-belief, and I kind of want to read
One
their
of the few
self-help
people who
manuals.
is truly genuine.
I think it's actually very specific to VP. They consider themselves like this new generation, and they
Bruno really is a
approach TI like
genuinely
step-aside
kind
boomers. We
and
don't
very
need any
interesting
of your
person.
advices. We're going there with our own strategy, with our own belief.
It's
in
very
ourselves,
rare
and
that you
we
meet people
will
who
take
are
it. There's quite a lot of
real,
optimism surrounding
you know?
them at the moment.
There's a world of snakes. Everybody's a fucking snake. But no, not him.
Obviously, after you do.
They went for the strat where they pretend to reveal other strats in an interview, and they're like, we got you. We were actually saving a bunch of them behind, you know, because DM was very talkative in that interview. I was very surprised. Usually players don't say as much. So I'm hoping that's what they're going for. It's the mind games, right? Right, Lizard?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
We got to cover them a lot in DPC, and sometimes, you know, maybe a little bit of overconfidence was a bit of their downfall. So that's one thing where I always have to be like, you know, VP, you can have that confidence, but rein it in a little bit. You have to give some respect to your opponents. They're here for a reason too. So, you know, I think they are super dominant team, but we, like in DPC, they had some games where they literally would give the opposing team their best heroes, and then we'd be like, why'd you do this? And it'd be like, because we wanted to challenge ourselves. So sometimes I think you got to be a little bit careful with that.
Some things linger on from the old VP. The old VP, like, historically did like a to Z challenge, trying to pick every single hero in a turn. They never picked the same hero twice in the same tournament, so some of that, you know, bravado still remains.
And that same bravado and optimism can come to haunt you a little bit, because as Evo said, during that same interview, he was pretty much revealing what their most comfortable strategy is. He said, oh yeah, this is our most comfortable draft, and we were happy to play it, and we won with it. Well, guess what? Now everyone knows what's your most comfortable draft. It might be a little bit of a problem, but if you adapt to it, I think you can make it work.
Surely you can also see that though by watching the games.
It's hard to tell the mental state of the players during the game, so having that information it's like the confirmation, as Lizard says. So.
Yeah.
Lizard and Evo.
Evo.
I like that
Our
duo.
two favorites. No, I think with younger players and less experienced ones, anxiety does play a huge role in how they perform at TI, and we saw that with Beast Coast, who a lot of us had really high expectations for. And I remember an interview that we did with DM at
Anxiety
ESL one fall.
for younger players.
said
She
that
doesn't know.
they've been changing the way that
She
they
doesn't know
approach
anxieties forever. She thinks age makes it go away.
team, and he's just been adding routine and discipline and structure to their schedule and actually making them like go outside and things like that, and it's been really good for them. But the thing about VP is when they start to lose, they kind of fall apart, and we really haven't seen them yet.
It's a mental state you have to work on.
willing
It
to be
sadly doesn't go away by itself with age.
until they lost one game.
Experience,
and
sure.
They just didn't want to talk to us that day. So there really could just be some psychological block that they have going on.
Well, the right experience. For some people, experience makes it even worse.
There's team spirit, though.
Yeah.
That is true.
No, for sure. Just the main organization from the region.
Another man who likes to pile on the pressure is Dakota. So let's find out how T1 fared under his rapid fire questioning.
Hi, welcome back to more rapid fire question action. I'm here with 23 Savage of T1. Welcome, Carl. How you doing?
I'm good.
You ready for some rapid fire trivia?
Oh, I'm ready.
I think I already
Played
saw
in the grand
these.
final of the first TI.
Navi.
And?
I don't know.
Nobody knows the other team.
IG?
Close. Another Chinese team.
Rhymes
with Fleabone.
Navi and IG?
Oh, close.
Navi and Ihom?
You're right. Good job. You'd be surprised how many of your teammates said IG. Who is most likely to yell on your team in a match?
Yeah, I think it's me.
You get loud? You yell?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm always hype.
You're always hype.
Yeah.
You seem pretty hyped for this interview. Can you tell me the worst roommate on your team?
Can I say coach?
Of course.
I think coach.
Who's the best player on your team?
Me.
Nice. Who's the most improved over the last year?
Carl.
Can you tell me the last movie you watched?
Squid Game.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
Movie?
Squid Game.
A series.
You watched Squid Game?
I watch Squid Game.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
Of course. How do you think you would do on Squid Game?
Maybe gonna die. Like.
Yeah, it's a series, you fucks. It's like 9 hours long.
I think I died. I was there right at the end of the interview. I can't do much. I could barely do it in the first place, and now that's absolutely killed me. I like that that's also a movie, and I know that obviously it's a TV series, and obviously English isn't the first language. But now I'm thinking about a 9-hour Squid Game movie, and I could only watch one episode of that thing at a time, so I cannot imagine the tenacity and also the trauma of watching 9 hours of Squid Game.
That would be a little bit too much, even for a Dota player. We go through it one game at a time, but even for us, it would be too much.
Yeah, we're used to the suffering, but yeah, there's still a limit before you gotta kind of take a step back.
Do Pixel, would you commentate a Squid Game?
Oh, if the Dota players were playing it, absolutely. You know, let's get all the Dota players in. It'd be much. We're playing for so much.
I love
money.
OD
We could put
Pixel's
a bit more
accent.
on the line than just a bit of video games. Come on, let's make it interesting. Let's make it exciting. Next year, we'll be there.
We wouldn't have a
What's
scene
the exact
anymore.
name of his accent?
Wow, there's so many players. We've got
Just
a few
use the
we can get
retired
for it.
players, the All-Star game or
Yeah,
something.
there we go. Not doing anything else. Come and play a bit of
You
Squid
know,
Game.
it's beyond like British.
Dota professional would win Squid Game.
Oh, I'd have to go with Fly.
Fly.
Yeah, Fly.
Fly would win.
Probably.
Yeah.
Southern
Do you think
English.
It's going to be an
Cockney?
awkward dinner? Again, I don't
know.
want to do spoilers. I want to be careful, but like Fly.
I should ask
no
Danny. He
tail,
probably knows.
Puppy.
That would be a very interesting trio to watch out for. Probably the one that Owen would be most typecasting.
Yeah, that'd be hype one. That would be hype. Yeah.
It's fine, right? I'm going to order myself a gold animal mask. Again, trying to avoid spoilers here. So moving swiftly on to some interesting stats from TI. I think these are overall TI stats as opposed to TI.
I'm enjoying this TI, yeah.
I'm going to bring them up.
I like the group
in
stage a
our
lot.
Impressively massive monitor. Unfortunately,
Don't
you
care too
cannot
much
like
about
these
the
in a
panel,
secret
but that's
shop.
fine
In 10
because
years
I'm not
of
their
TI,
target audience at all. Like not even close.
1,598 matches played, and I think Owen has cast approximately 600 of those. Any highlights?
See, that's a lot, but maybe. Any hype from all TIs? Or from these stats specifically. I mean, there's a lot of creeps. You know, I feel bad for the creeps here. 2.8 million creep deaths. You know, it's not talked about enough.
Their target audience is like casual gamers, new viewers, other games.
They became creeps.
Exactly.
I thought more would be killed. I'm a bit underwhelmed.
You want to see more?
Yeah.
Are you really underwhelmed?
I'm a carry player. Yeah, I want to death to all the creeps. That's what they're there for.
I kind of want to see what the last hit statistics are. Just because that's when we can get properly judgy and pretend that we would be able to do so much better. I think we might even have some more stats.
Oh.
Team total wins. There we go. Interesting that OG have the least amount of wins, but you have to remember that when they won TI8 and TI9, it was through the upper bracket, and obviously they.
Well, this is such a bad stat because it's different squads.
I think so as
Because
well.
Monkey Business formed 2015, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they went through a couple of majors and then straight into the TI. That's probably why they have the least amount. Keep in mind that PSG LGD, have they been at every single TI since TI1?
Yeah, they're just this historic TI organization. EG has, and I'd say, look to the other team next to them. EG has had so much TI success.
It's a fun
team that
fact,
just has
but
been like
I
a
didn't have
top,
fun.
4 to 6 team in almost like every TI, it feels like, other than 1 or 2 years.
And when you look at IG, it's pretty much the same situation because T1, most of their players in that interview predicted
It's just a
thought
fact.
that IG was the team that won TI1, but it was actually the TI2 that they managed to win, if I'm correct, right?
Yep, they won that one over Navi, and yeah, all those orgs up there, fantastic historic orgs. LG, the only one that hasn't won a TI, actually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe this is the year.
Well,
I hate these kind of
we've still got
stats.
some technical
So
difficulties
pointless.
in the pods going on, but it's fine.
Doesn't
Stay with
educate or
us.
help
Stay
anybody.
with us. We could do a little fashion show. We're not going to do a fashion show. We're still going to talk about Dota. Don't worry. I'm not going to start talking about Counter-Strike. Don't switch off. Stick with us. In terms of yeah, I mean, I did mention it briefly earlier when we were looking at how many matches are played, but Aaron, is there a particular match that you've casted at International that has really stood out and stayed with you? I know there have been quite a few.
Well, I mean, it's probably obviously the Seb game, isn't it, right? TI Grand Finals, when OG do it. That's probably one that stands out the most that I casted. I think outside of that, of course, there's a lot of fantastic games. I mean, was it what it was Ice. What was he playing on? Was it back on where the one that Cap casted? That was one of the considered one.
Oh,
of
the EG Ehome, yeah,
yeah.
When
That
he was playing carry.
Yeah, in terms of just all games, that was quite a spectacle.
Do you get royalties from the Seb scarves?
No, I should, shouldn't I? I should. You know, I'm very bad at business and stuff. You know, I like to do things. People can make money out of me. I don't mind. I'm just here for the good times.
OG, you've won
if you want to send me a
twice.
check in the post, though, OG, I'll take it.
You've won TI twice. You don't need the money. This man, however, look, he's not even wearing a proper shirt today.
I've
he can only afford t-shirts. Absolutely shocking. And you know what? We are going to have to take a short break while we get this technical stitch sorted out. I'm going to grab my little screwdriver. Yes, it is maroon. And we will be back with you as soon as we can.
I love the British accent. One day, I'll make a conscious effort into learning it, copying it. There's 2 accents I want to learn. One is the British one, and the other one is the Texan one, like Southern USA. How about Australian? Australian is nice too. I love the way Australians say the word fuck. Like, fuck! Ah, fuck me, mate! Ah, fucking hell! Oh, Black is calling. Oi!
Hello.
Hello. Why you sound so sad? What's wrong?
Oh, I've been waiting for an hour.
Oh.
Pretty sad. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. Technical issues, I guess.
Yeah, they said I swapped out a PC or something.
Oh, was that what it is?
Yeah.
I haven't really been paying attention to what they were saying on the panel.
How has your morning been?
It's good. It's been pretty good so far. Chilling.
Chilling, yeah. I mean, you just started your day pretty much.
Learning Australian accent. One day, man, but not now.
Hopefully Sunday I can finally watch the whole day, if there's not 2 hours delay.
Yeah, these games go very late.
Yeah, yesterday it ended at what, 10 p.m.?
I think around that, yeah.
You watched the whole thing?
Yeah. It was not worth, by the way. It was not worth.
I'm not surprised.
There was one OG game that was okay against Quincy Crew, and then pretty much everything else was decided at like 7 to 10 minutes, and they played it out for like 40, and the game ended.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, today's matchups are a little better, I hope.
Yeah.
VG EG is nice. Dude, I can't watch the one I want to watch again. Every time, the only match I want to watch from the day is the last one that I can't watch. GG, man.
That's how they do it, though. You know, the most exciting one. The main course at the very end. No dessert, just the main course.
But isn't it usually like third and then the good but not great game fourth?
No.
Like
I think
thought
it's
it was
in
gonna be-
fighting sports is like that too, right? Like you have some unknown guy fight another like relatively known guy, and then it builds up to like a little bit more known guy, and then suddenly it's like fucking Floyd Mayweather flying Oscar de la Hoya or something.
Yeah.
Like it builds up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess it's the first LGD match I'm gonna miss. G. Thank you.
Mm.
And then tomorrow I'm gonna miss the next LGD game. GG.
Yeah, GG. Just ruin your sleep schedule.
Nah, I'm good. I don't want to be the next Kira, man. I wanna eat
It
chocolate
wouldn't be
at
that
1 a.m.
bad.
I mean, it would probably... for me, it would be like 4 or 5 a.m.
Kira is fine. His girlfriend is very health conscious. I'm sure he's fine.
I mean, it doesn't help his body, though.
Nah, but it carries over.
Apparently not.
If your girlfriend cooks healthy every day, like you're eating some of that. At least a few times, probably.
Essentially, or you eat chocolate bars.
Or that, yeah.
And then kebab box.
Yeah.
Well, at least the tuna salad was healthy.
Yeah.
God. How much mayonnaise do you think was in his tuna salad?
I don't know. I don't like mayonnaise that much.
Me neither.
I mean, like, I'll have it, but it's not like something I look for.
Yeah. Do you know how Americans make their sandwiches? Like with like mayonnaise on both?
Yeah, dude, I don't get it. Japanese
what
too,
the
by the way. They put mayonnaise on everything.
Oh shit. Yeah, double mayo, dude.
Yeah, dude, they put it in everything. They put in their like the little rice balls. They put it on fucking sushi even, man. On sandwiches.
The Japanese mayo tastes quite different, no, from like the Western one.
It's a bit more sour, I think.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I've had both.
Yeah. Know the feeling, man. Gonna start soon.
Soon.
Sheesh.
Mayo in Netherlands is different. We use it for fries and burgers.
Not like the Americans do, right?
I don't know. In
The
America, they always give me ketchup when I order fries.
Did you ever go to what's it called, Five Guys or something?
Yeah.
Apparently they have the best fries in the world. Is that
I
true?
had them. It was like okay. But maybe I've just used the Dutch fries, and Dutch fries are pretty good.
What about French fries? Shouldn't they be really good in France?
French fries are actually not French. There was a whole
Why?
thing about Americans that had fries from a bunch of Belgians that spoke French, and they called them French fries, and that stuck forever.
Oh,
Well, that's how
weird.
that's how I heard of it. I think.
I wouldn't be surprised though. Kind of like the doner kebab is Turkish, but people say it's German because it was made in Germany by a Turkish guy.
Which one?
The doner kebab.
Oh, well, there's
Yeah.
a lot of variants. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's definitely a lot of Turkish dishes that are made in Germany and Netherlands. And they're kind of like the national Turkish dishes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, there's one called Kapsalon in Netherlands. It's like where you have some shawarma at the bottom, some fries on top, salad on top, and then cheese molten over it, and then hot sauce and garlic sauce. And it's like pretty much, it's like Turkish food but made for Dutch taste. And that thing is just is like the most popular dish in all of Netherlands.
What's
like
the other one
fast food
called?
thingy. What?
Like it's like a kebab, but lamachun or something.
Now into the pizza, you mean the rolled up pizza?
Yeah. That's like super popular in Germany.
Yeah, here too.
Actually, Turkish food in general is really popular in Germany.
Yeah, here too. And both countries had a lot of Turkish immigrants, and they still stayed around. Ah, man, now I want Turkish food.
Hey.
It's too
Just-
early. It's not open yet, man. It's like 10.
You're gonna order some later or what?
Yeah, now I'm gonna order Turkish food later.
Oh,
In between
fuck.
the games, I'll get it like 2 PM or so.
So what am I gonna do then?
Sucks to be you.
There's no Turkish food in Singapore.
Of course there is. I had shawarma in Singapore. It was okay.
Really?
It wasn't as good as in
Where?
Netherlands, but it was okay.
Yeah, it's. I can also eat cheese here. It's gonna be shit.
Asian cheese. Oh my god, I had cheese in I think it was Korea? Oh god, it tasted so fake. It probably was fake. And so
It wasn't
expensive.
cheese, dude. No,
It was so expensive.
it was not cheese, my friend. Even bread here is so expensive too, man.
Yeah, I didn't like the bread in Singapore. I don't like the bread
Yeah.
in a lot of Asian countries. It's too sweet.
Yeah. It doesn't taste like
Bread.
It's weird to say.
Yeah, it doesn't taste
Yeah,
like bread.
Yeah. Like the Europeans have a very different taste when it comes to bread, right?
Yeah. Yeah, in Europe, they definitely go for that natural bread flavor. In
Yeah.
Asia, all the bread is just like, I don't know, sugar. They're like all like mini cakes. They're like mini versions of cake.
It's that they're always like filling it with something sweet or sprinkling something sweet on top, or
Yeah.
like the dough in general just feels much sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all, man.
Same. First thing that I'm gonna do when I go to Europe to visit, man. I'm
Eat
gonna go
some
ham
nice
on the
bread. Do you like
Yeah.
sourdough?
Yeah. I bought some sourdough here to actually bake my own bread, but it tastes so different anyways.
Yeah. Sourdough is hard for you to get right. Yeah, the taste in bread in Asia doesn't taste authentic. It is weird. Weird manufactured taste.
Yeah. Yep.
European bread superiority. Yeah. Yep. It's
For
just
sure.
better.
And Americans are the best when it comes to portion size.
I mean, you say that. I can never finish my food in America.
It's not. It's so massive, dude.
Like I paid like $10 for some Mexican platter or something they showed, and it was just I couldn't even finish like 20% of it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the egg place I went to?
No.
The omelet place?
No.
So I ordered an omelet, right? And the omelet was literally like just in itself a massive plate, right? Like I don't even know how many inches the plate was, but it was like as big as my head or bigger maybe.
What the
I'll
fuck?
tell you sure. Yeah, it was massive, dude. And then I ordered a side of protein, it was called. It was just like 300 gram of ham, like a massive slice of
What
ham.
the fuck?
On the side, dude. I was like, holy shit.
How much was this?
Like $9?
Yeah,
Super cheap.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. I liked it though.
I love American food.
I was the only one that finished it too. My teammates at the time, they were like, ugh.
I like the...
Dude, one of them, dude, one of them ordered like, there was a dessert side dish, right? It was just a fucking half a chocolate cake or something.
What the fuck?
He got half a chocolate cake on his plate.
They have these diner places in America, like Denny's or something. They're so nice.
Yeah.
You can just get like everything you want.
America in general, like when it comes to food, it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's also very mixed, right? Like they have like pretty much all food.
I thought
Germany, it's
Denny's
really
was
difficult.
nice.
Denny's was nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been to Tim Hortons?
No.
It's Canadian. They say it's like some kind of like McDonald's of Canada. Does America have that, or is it just,
have no idea.
McDonald's? You wanna move to America, bro?
No, I'm fine here. I like Netherlands.
Yeah.
I have very little complaints here.
What if the water comes back one day?
Just drink it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Just
I'll
drink the
come and
water.
help you drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you call me in time so I can start slurping.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for waiting. And you know what? This match is going to be well worth the wait. It's Alliance versus T1.
Oh, they're drafting. There's ban time. I see that ban time.
That's game 2, right?
Sure. Game 2, yep. I mean, it's already been an hour and 28 minutes.
Pretty close, 50 minutes, spectacle.
Not bad, not bad.
Tiny first ban, unexpected.
10 seconds remain.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more, well, I guess we've seen a little bit of Medusa, but not like a whole lot.
Medusa has been sucking cock, man. Every time the hero gets picked, it just gets clapped.
Yesterday they clapped, the VP clapped with it.
The VP? No.
Yeah.
The few games I remember, Medusa just kind of stood there and then she just farmed all day. Her team died. Then she joined the fight eventually and then she died too.
You know, how do you call the syndrome? When like you're super afraid to lose, you just think Dusa is like the safest carry, you know? And you never do anything with her?
Like the Naga
And
Siren?
then you lose. Yeah, like the Naga Siren.
I don't know. Pussy?
I think like a lot of teams play just too passive with the hero, right? As soon as you have Stone Gaze, she's actually a beast.
Well, he's still doing 40 damage per hit after all the reductions, but yeah. Sure, beast.
Yeah, but like you join team fights and stuff easily, like for your teammates. But all
Oh
of them are just
yeah,
chilling.
I wanted to ask you something. Yeah, War went Medusa and he made first item Manta style. What do you think? He was facing a TA.
Manta on Dusa is pretty common, yeah.